And now, Pujya Atman Sri Swami Jyotirmayananda commences tonight's Satsang with a Sanskrit peace chant.
Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We begin with mystic song by Sri Swami Lalitananda, played and sung by Sri Swami Umananda and Rajneesh.
Our song tonight is based on a poem by Swamiji. It's called O Thou Divine Wisdom.
And we dedicate this song tonight to Sri Niranjan.
We are recording from the ashram of our revered Guru, Pujyatman Sri Swami Jyotirmayananda in Miami, Florida. Today is May the 27th, 2020, Wednesday evening, and tonight Swamiji will be lecturing on the Yoga Vasistha. This is series 2018, class number 242. And now, Pujyatman Sri Swami Jyotirmayananda.
Om Brahmanandam Paramasukridam Kevalam Jnana Murtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasya Lakshyam Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Triguna-rahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Om. Adoration to Sadguru, who is Brahman, the giver of supreme bliss, embodiment of pure consciousness, one without a second, vast as the ether, infinite, eternal, beyond the three gunas and their modifications, the supreme preceptor. Yoga Vasistha Upsham Prakarana, Section 81, negation of the chitta. Highlighting the practice of vichar, enquiry into who am I. You must realize that this is a very advanced topic. But no matter how advanced, allow your mind to understand it. When the mind itself is negated, there is neither thinking nor thinker. Vichar movement is directed towards discovering who am I. That's the central theme of vichar. Somewhere I am, that much sure, but who? Look into your body. Are you in your nails? Are you in your toes? Are you in your knees? I'm joking, but the idea is nowhere in your body you are confined. The body will come and go and you are there. Many times your body has already come and gone. Your body is constantly a stream flowing on. Then am I the prana, the vital forces that keep the body alive and vigorous? But prana is like a stupid horse. It needs guidance. So mind and senses, mind is the one, senses included in the mind. That guides your pranas. Mind says, I should be quiet. The prana is like a servant, becomes calm. What can I do? I'm giving a very simple way to understand. When mind says, be calm, you stop breathing abruptly. Prana catches your nose. So mind is controlling the prana. Prana is controlling your body. But mind in itself brings out so many perceptions. And it is intellect that gives the evaluation. So even mind itself is not the finality. And intellect, again, is not the finality. Intellect is sourced by cosmic mind. That intellect that has created the whole world. It's like ocean of that. Out of that intellect that is oceanic, your intellect has come like a little wave from that ocean. So you don't give all the credit to your intellect. Behind your intellect, the cosmic intellect. And behind the cosmic intellect, now jump to a very advanced level. Brahman Absolute. So, when you're looking for your I am, you end up with Brahman. I am not nowhere in the body. I am not confined to pranas. I am not confined to the mind and senses. I am not confined to the intellect. Ego is implied in it. I am not confined to the cosmic intelligence that creates the world. I am Brahman. If you want a very simple way to understand, you start with your I am like a reflected sun in a jar of water. Now the reflected sun starts questioning. As long as it's allegorical. If it does not question, reflected sun is quite satisfied to move from one container to another, one pot to another, according to the water as it flows from one to another, and it goes on and on. But when a spiritual curiosity enters, who am I? Now, reflected sun is led to understand that the real I am is the sun. Not all illuminations of the sun, they are countless. All illuminations are from the sun. But illuminations are not reality. The sun is the reality behind all illuminations. You don't have to run after illumination after illumination. And you are nothing but that sun. Every reflected sun is nothing but the sun. Any other appearance is appearance only, it's not a reality. This form of understanding is the highlight of vichar. When the mind itself is negated, there is neither thinking nor the thinker. When the mind is negated, that state, Brahman, for normal way to understand, when you go to deep sleep, your mind is negated. Your ego is negated. And you are not at a loss at all. As long as you are in the process of sleeping, you are a thinking person, you are a thinker, and you have thoughts. Within minutes, go to deep sleep. Thinking is not there, thinker is not there. All disappears. So that's the state of absolute reality, Brahman. Same as from waking up from a dream. In dream you are a subject, you have objects around you, you have a whole world. Wake up, You are not a subject. There are no objects. There is no interacting experience. All that was done by the magic of your mind. And mind in itself is full of illusion, is a cloud, like a cloud with moisture. As moisture dries up, cloud is not there anymore. Now I abide in Turiya. That's a advanced state of enquiry. Enquiry here in this context, let me first read this to you. Now I abide in Turiya, that state which transcends waking, dream, deep sleep, and that which is designated by the mystic letter Om. To Yoga Vasistha is now directing your attention to Om. Om is a very profound basis for your vichar. And just give you a simple outline of Om. Om is practiced in this form of upasana. Upasana opens the door to vichar. Upasana is an artistic movement. You allow your mind to imagine, create a painting in your mind of how happiness looks like, how God looks like. And so in that realm, upasana, God is presented as Krishna, as Rama, as Buddha, as Jesus, as so many. All these are artistic presentations from the sages. Form is not your actual reality. So upasana level requires that artistic aspect of your heart. Vichar is intellect-based, but not intellectual. Intellect that becomes purified. Vichar is a movement of profound understanding. And that understanding process is not art, it's absolute mathematics. 1 and 1 is always 2. In other words, when you read Vedanta, it moves like mathematical precision. You are not the body. What next? Prana. Another person, no, I don't believe that. Prana first, then body after. So that's upasana. Your mind is trying to imagine. Vedanta will not permit that. You follow step by step in precision. So, and sadhana requires both a type of effort. Upasana effort paves the way. And then vichar movement. Upasana prepares it. Upasana allows your mind to have perfect setting. And once the setting is there, vichar comes in. And upasana and vichar, they supplement and complement each other. If your vichar is correct, your upasana will be profound. Your upasana is profound, your vichar will be powerfully potent. Now, Om. Om upasana starts with A-U-M, and the fourth transcendental. Make it easy. Follow with your chakras. At navel center, imagine there is a lotus. And from that lotus, sound of Om is radiating. But understand, it is not a whole Om. The all aspect of Om, the very first stage. Now, while that is your mental setting, now use your intellect now. What does it imply? First stage, A is pointing to who am I? First says, I am physical body. This is what I am. This identity with the physical body is called Vishwa. All individuals are Vishwa, in Vishwa stage. But now as you are inquiring, what is Vishwa? Physical body of yours is inseparably related to the whole universal matter. If you are calling your body I am, why don't you open your mind and be more profoundly sincere? First understand your body is a blend of cabbage, cauliflower, carrot, vitamins, minerals. And your body doesn't stay steady. It goes on diffusing. Sometimes from the ocean, there creates a little circle of water. Ocean feeds that circle, and the circle moves back into the ocean. So then, the main idea is, if you are profoundly scientific, I'm not ordinary science, and you're asking the question, I'm body. The body, what is body? It's not a definite substance. It is coming from the entire world of matter. So why not just call it matter? Cosmic matter. So, when the sense of identity with the body, physical body, individualized, that identity expands. If I am body, I am the cosmic body as well. If that is settled, your navel center has performed the best. It is karma granthi, kriya. Kriya yoga starts. And your kriya yoga movement attains profound fulfillment. Now come to another level. Your heart. In your heart chakra, imagine radiation of Om. First radiation was from the navel center. Next radiation coming from your heart. Now you have come to next stage. First point, U aspect of Om now is radiating, highlighted in your heart. You are listening to entire Om, but your focus is an U aspect of Om, or U. In Sanskrit, just U. What does it mean? Now you have come to a level of maturity to understand that the idea I am physical body is based upon mind. If you didn't have mind awareness, you could not recognize, you could not assert, I am the body. Even the picture of the body, the matter cannot be conceived without mind. In brief, matter doesn't exist, it is mind that exists. So then, I am body, physical body, that was kindergarten level. I am mind, now you have gone to a higher standard. Symbolized by U aspect of Om. But then again with mind comes the same predicament. Individual identified with individual mind. You are called Tejas, literally meaning effulgent. Mind is effulgent, body is just dumb. But then, your individual mind is not a separate mind from all minds. It is not separate from the mind that is behind the entire universe. You cannot separate it. You cannot separate a wave from the ocean. So if you recognize I am a wave, then go deeper. Wave is not separate from the ocean. You are the ocean. Identified with the astral body, you are Tejas. Identified with the cosmic subtle body, you are Hiranyagarbha. Hiranya means gold. Garbha, the womb. What does it mean? It's a highly allegorical statement. When you go after the worldly values, when you are deluded by the world, what happens? You are not going after gold, you are going after golden ornament. Big difference. Hold on to an ornament with all its stories, how it has gone from one person to another and how long you have preserved it and how powerful and costly it has become. And that's the predicament. Mind goes after golden ornament. Mind goes after the illusions created by names and forms. The reality behind names and forms is the gold. And that is sourced by your cosmic mind. Cosmic mind is the womb that produces that. Jnana vision, in simple way of saying, the vision of jnana, wisdom is pure gold. And cosmic mind gives a channel to that pure gold. So, in the second level of upasana, you being highlighted, and your understanding, I am mind, individualized mind I have, but that individualized mind is nothing but the cosmic mind. And therefore, it opens a channel for you not to be confined to narrow-minded problems of the world. Same mind that can keep you completely in a corner of a room with spiders and roaches around. Same mind can open the door, put wings on you and make you fly. So, coming back, I am Tejas, and therefore I am Hiranyagarbha. Coming to the third stage, now you are identified with the subtler, deep down in your chitta, there's a causal state. That state is what you experience in your deep sleep. And causal state is a kind of a veil of illusion. Now, first stage, you are not the mind. Your mind itself is caused by the causal source. So you are individual causal personality. The Sanskrit term, you are pragya. Pragya has a subtle meaning. All that you know is sourced by your causal plane. Give you simple illustration. Think of volumes of writings done by a pen with the help of ink. All those writings that go to now become your source of countless informations, experiences, studies, the whole picture of the universe goes out. But what is the source of all the writing on those white papers? Ink. Causal plane plays like ink pot. Without that ink pot, there will be no experience. All your experiences are like written letters. And the source behind all the written letters is the ink. And the source of the ink is the ink pot. It's old style. I'm not mentioning fountain pen. Your causal body is like that ink. So it is as if the knower of all that you know in your waking state, in your dream state, is all supplied by the causal plane. And in causal plane, all become just an ink aspect. It's not defined, just the source. Identified with individual causal body, you are called pragya. cosmic causal body called Ishvara. Ishvara, God. No matter how things are, all names and forms, who is the substance? What is the real ink behind all these names and forms? God, Ishvara. So when you come to this stage, these are steps, advancing step. First step, you understood you are nothing but the body. And you stretched to understanding you are Virat. Second stage, you are subtle body. And as such, you are cosmic subtle body, Hiranyagarbha. Causal, you are this unconscious source. And therefore, you are the entire cosmic unconscious. Cosmic unconscious is God Himself. Therefore, He always sleeps. Lord Narayana, the big sleeper. Your sleep is individualized sleep. Narayana's sleep is cosmic sleep. And you are, your sleep is a wave of Lord Narayana's sleep. So the three letters brought you to that stage. Now understand, even Lord Narayana emanates from Brahman through Prakriti Maya. That he is not the absolute. Ishvara stage is not the absolute stage. Brahman through Prakriti. And Prakriti with three modes. Sattva predominating Prakriti, Brahman through Sattva predominating plays the role of Ishvara, God, sustains, creates and dissolves. God comes again in three aspects. Brahma the creator, Vishnu the sustainer, Shiva the destroyer. But who is that Ishvara? Brahman. But since I have opened the door, so Rajas Sattva predominating Prakriti, Brahman plays the role of Ishvara. Rajas predominating, that's called Avidya. Brahman plays the role of countless souls evolving through the world. Tamas predominating Prakriti, Brahman plays the role of the world of matter. Every little matter, every little stuff you see in the world, your nails, leaves, dried leaves, stones, rocks, layers of earth, all matter. That's Tamasi Prakriti. Same Brahman through Tamasi Prakriti, Tamas predominating Prakriti, creates the world of matter. So that was an extension of this description of Brahman and how the three gunas operate. Coming back to the central Upasana, Om, having come to the state of experience that I am, Prajna, and therefore I am Ishvara. You come to the fourth step. Fourth step is your Agnya Chakra. Rather, no, let me correct it. Third step was Agnya Chakra. Starting with the navel, with your heart, you. Your Agnya Chakra, M. Now come to your Sahasrara, where all chakras are transcended. That Sahasrara is Turiya, the fourth. There you have no more description. It's just transcendent. Since you have counted 1, 2, 3, Turiya is fourth. And that's the absolute revelation. So, allowing Om Upasana to enter, your vichara movement, who am I, becomes very profoundly successful. O Rama, thus should a wise person reflect on the negation of the citta and the affirmation of the self. When you come to Turiya, citta has completely been negated. Again, let you make it easy to understand. Complete negation of the citta means if you are watching a cinema show, all the time you are entertained by the show. The show goes on creating so many states. But when the projection itself is taken away, then you find the reality. Even while the projection was going on, the screen was the reality. That screen is Brahman. And when the reality has become realized, you have realized I am the screen, then projections have no meaning for you. So the whole projecting machinery, which is mind, is no longer needed. The screen gave value and reality to every projection of your mind. And that's again, I'm reminding of those profound terminologies. Bhava pratyaya. Projections exist. That's all your experience from bondage to release. Projections, in and through projections you attain. But after release, enlightenment, the projection itself, pratyaya bhava, pratyaya is projection. First is presence of projection. Second, negation of projection. The entire cinema show has been cut down. And that's the fourth, transcendent. Some scriptures may use also the term turiya tita. That's only a jugglery of words. Tita means, why count fourth? That's the only reality. So same turiya you are pointing out, it is not fourth, it is one and the last. First and the last. It is absolute. So therefore, we have reached Turiya Tita. O Rama, thus should a wise person reflect on the negation of the citta and the affirmation of the self. This practice must be maintained at all times. Your I am problem is not just for morning or evening or for special times. You can't exist without that I am. So that understanding of who am I now is your perpetual support. You can't get away from it. This practice must be maintained at all times while eating, sleeping, walking, standing, sitting, or in any condition. For details, we have to study Sthita Prajna Lakshanas. How does the sage walk, sit? Implying he does walk, he does sit, he does so many things. Your body goes on doing so many things, but you are the same person. And if you have that understood, so you are not distracted by your body. You are not distracted by the world. The world goes on creating lots of things. But your inner understanding, who am I? Your deep revelation of your identity, that cannot be shaken. Reflected suns are always in shaking state. But this real identity, the sun, any reflected sun that has realized I am the sun, though it is shaken constantly, the truth I am the sun is never shaken. Figure that out. Abiding in the self, a sage will continue to perform actions in daily life unaffected by their fruits. These are some highlights of characteristics of enlightenment. What does an enlightened person do? He lives his life but people live their life always with a mind that is expecting better conditions. Sakamya life, always on the basis of desire and expectation. If that is so, then you are not enlightened. When you are living your life absolutely skamya, nothing have you to gain from all the work you are doing. All the work and the results will be in the world of maya, illusion. And you have nothing to gain out of it. Sun has nothing to gain out of all the illuminations due to the world. But illuminations continue to perform their functions. So sage continues, but in his internal disposition, he has no expectation, he is not attached to fruits of karma. Freed of pride and vanity, in all doings of the sage, his inner understanding, inner experience, he is simply an instrument in divine hands. Therefore, there is no pride. If wonderful things have been accomplished by a sage, generally people will give credit to their ego, how great am I. In the case of a sage, it is not so. But at the same time, you must understand, a sage may say, all this, I have done it. But his use of showing his pride is his humor. He's not giving meaning to it. Freed of pride and vanity, endowed with serenity, no matter how the things move in the world, the serene understanding that transcends the mental process. Your vrittis go on moving one after another, projections go on moving. But in between the projections, the screen goes on flashing, revealing. Now that revelation of the screen is highlighted in your mental functions. So a sage is experiencing all mental process, but the screen aspect dominates all the projections. The projections really have no meaning, they are just illusions. But they continue, they have their own role to play. Serenity in an aspirant is attained by great effort in the form of sadhana, through integrated movement. And you gain some short time for your serenity. But whatever duration you get serene mind, that opens the door to a profound spiritual progress. Therefore, serenity is considered one of the gatekeepers of liberation, shama. In the case of a sage, serenity becomes the highlighted reality of the mind, no matter how the mind moves. Serenity becomes like the sky. You are the sky. No matter how the clouds move and how do they play, that doesn't affect the sky. Serenity of a sage, that's deeper level of reality. That deeper level of serenity, nothing can disturb. Therefore, the face of a sage shines like the moon due to the fullness of joy. With unbounded wisdom, he exists in the world, performing deeds that are in harmony with scriptures. Sometimes you may read in the scriptures that a sage is beyond law of karma. Even if he has to kill all, he will be still the same. That type of statement is completely allegorical, nothing to do with it. That's what Krishna said to Arjuna. I've already killed them. If you kill them all, you are not killing anything. The killing term had nothing to do with murder and terror and anything of that nature. It simply means no matter what karma a sage performs, he is untouched, he is non-doer. I am non-doer, I am non-enjoyer. I am not the doer. That is absolute reality in a sage. But then comes the question, can he therefore do stupid karma? The very question is stupidity. It will not be possible. It will never be possible for the sun to create darkness. Sun will always create illumination. So, he is untouched by fruit of karma. That doesn't mean he takes recourse to unrighteous karmas. All his karmas become effortless, sahaj, in accord with the highest scriptural teachings and wisdom. That becomes spontaneous. He doesn't have to think about it. And with this I'm concluding. Om Ram 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 Om Om Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya Om. Fair prayer for the shower of Karunamaya Ras, the grace, nectarine grace of compassion to alleviate all the terror and sufferings of humanity and awaken the aspiration to discover who am I, move away from the illusory egos and come to realize I am, that am I. That's liberation, that's nirvana, that's the goal of all religions of the world. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukuma Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshyamamritat Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kashchid Dukha Bhag Bhavet Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tatsu.
Sri Ram has a question for Swamiji.
Ram Gurudev, you just described the perpetual vichar. Is that only possible for a realized sage? Because during the practice of sadhana, you have bahirmukh vritti. And how do you, without grace, how is it possible to do perpetual vichar?
If you are an expert doctor, you retain your expertise all the time. How do you do it? A medical student is asking you. Everything is a matter of maturity. Things of great value, you have been recognized by your mind. Now the mind has no problem in keeping the vision of that value that you have discovered. Something profound insight as you have gained. That insight is so powerful that your mind cannot forget it, even if it is not the highest wisdom. And highest wisdom, of course, then that's perennial. The movement again is progressive. You don't think of practicing vichar all the time, but you start practicing it. The goal is there. Where vichar you are not practicing, it becomes spontaneous. In vichar you are looking for who am I, who am I? And vichar has become perfected, then who am I? I am is roaring behind you. I am, I am. I am that. So your vichar doesn't have any problem. I'm giving allegorical answers, Susie.
Are there any more questions?
Okay.
So Swamiji will join us on Friday for the Ramayana at 7:30, guided meditation on Saturday at 7:30, and Sunday Bhagavad Gita lecture at 5:30. And so we conclude for tonight.